after Greg set the knife down, slowly studying her. Best friend? He asked. Yes, Amora said simply. Is something wrong with that? She looked at him, turning back to her vegetable. He was, well, he was like a brother to me back then. We were inseparable. Inseparable. He supported me through a lot. Greg leaned against the counter, holding his arm. And this is the first time I'm hearing of him? He asked, with a suggestive tone. Amora looked over her shoulders, brow raised. Greg, you haven't exactly told me about every one of your friends either. After
God is with you no matter what you've been through.
Never complain when things don't go as expected, nor complain to God about what you lack. Instead, thank Him for everything you have, because even in your worst moments, you can see His hand. He has never failed you. He will never let you down. Let me know if you agree with me.
Happy to have you. If you're here for the first time, thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. You know how long I want to have my own channel? But anyways, welcome to my channel. It's called Simply Michelle. You know, hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another video. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle. So, for all our returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the support. God bless you. And I see that you have been texting and sharing, and I really appreciate that. So for those who are coming in for the first time, just take a seat and listen to the story that is originally written by moi, and it is called The Promise. And there are a few videos that are ahead, so you will have to go and check those out after, so you can keep abreast with what is happening in the story. So far, last video, we ended on a note where Mr. Ben had proposed to a promise to Tessa, asking her You understand? For her to promise him that they will wait for each other, and while doing so, he is willing to comply to her standard of being a believer and to trust that with the principles of her faith, it will be able to help them to keep at a reasonable distance while they're getting to know each other. So will Tessa accept this promise, or will she get nervous and edgy again and run for the hills? So this week we will find out what is her response to the question. So let's get right into it. Would you do that for me? Asked Tessa. Yes, Tessa, and more. That is how much you mean to me, he said. Tessa hung her head, trying to hide tears that would not stop, flowing down her face. It is okay, Tessa. From now on, we do what's best for each other, said Ben. He took the hand towel and cleaned her face, then kissed her on the forehead. A few minutes later, Ben settled the bill and gave the waiter a handsome tip. He listened and she spoke, and then she listened while Ben spoke. I would like if you accompany me somewhere, provided you are not in a hurry, asked Ben. No, no, it's not my home. I know how you feel about us being alone in a secluded place, and I respect your standard. So don't worry, he said. She nodded her head. Okay, let's go. Where is this place? Asked Tessa. Not far from here, responded Ben. 5 minutes later. It was still cold, even though the sun was out. I love this time of the day. It's not yet evening, but the sun was somewhat sunk beyond the clouds. I have not thought about it like that before, but I can see why you like it, he said. What is your favorite time of the day? Asked Tessa. The evening, when it's not yet completely dark, watching the sun going down while the sky changes color to a tint of lavender and purple. It gives me a sense of mmm, replied Tessa. We are here, said Ben. A sudden pause filled the air. Then said Tessa, this is a jewelry store. Why are we here, Ben? Asked Tessa. Calm down, it's not what you're thinking. How about we get a prelude to seal our promise to each other? You can choose whatever object you want it to be, so we can make our promise official, he said. There was another long pause before she responded. It was the first time in a while since Tessa felt like her life was slipping out of control. It needs to be a valuable object that we can pass down to our kids, said Ben. Tessa, seriously, Ben, don't you think we are moving too fast? She asked. No, Tessa, I don't think we are. Tessa gave him a frustrated glance and murmured, for the love of God, will you be serious, Ben? She said. Okay, all right, maybe, but I know what I want, Tessa, and I'm not one that toy around, he reassured. Okay, yes, I do promise to wait for you. How about a necklace with a significant symbols, like the sun and the moon, said Tessa. Ben beamed with delight, slipped his arms around Tessa's thin waist and squeezed her gently. Soon after, both were gazing with approval at the matching necklaces in their hands. Turn around, let me help you, said Ben. He placed Tessa's elegant, shiny, gold with diamonds glittering around the moon shaped pendant, then placed it around her neck. Do you like it? He asked. She glided her fingers along the smooth, rich embellishment and murmured, Yes, I love it. It's beautiful. Excellent. I must say, you have amazing taste in jewelry, Teto, said Ben. Welcome, Adol. But don't you think Adol Jabbar 565. Thank you for coming. Thank you for thumbsing up the live as well. They are worth every penny, he said. Come, it's your turn, said Tessa. Then she carefully grabbed the necklace and positioned it around his neck. The slight Thank you for the love hearts. Appreciate it. Sent chills down his spine, so Ben quickly moved away. Tessa realized what had happened and smiled. She felt reassured that he had her best interests at heart. Soon after, they were both on their way home when Michael called. Hello, said Michael. Yes, I saw your message. However, too busy to acknowledge them, said Ben. Can some... What? Are you a churchman now? And which friend is that? I thought Samuel and I were your only friends here. Tough dude. Invited? Where? To dinner? I am not sure about the church thing, said Michael. Joke all you want. Yes, church. You are coming if I have to drag you there, laughed Ben. So, does that mean you forgive me? Asked Michael in a pitiful voice. Michael, if I didn't, would I be on this call with you? Just know, should you try something like that again, it's a wrap. So remember to bring Sam up to speed, said Ben and hung up the call. I guess that is the famous Michael, asked Tessa. The only one and only, he answered. So what are your plans for the rest of the evening? Ben asked. Honestly, take a warm bath, then the rest is history, answered Tessa. How about you? Asked Tessa. I have some laundry to fold and a paper to finish, explained Ben. Do you mind if I call to say goodnight? Asked Ben. Actually, I would love that, she answered. This is my stop, said Tessa, and began to kick the ground with the toe of her shoes, looking down on her feet. Suddenly she thought about hugging Ben goodnight, but quickly decided it was not such a good idea. Do you care to share what's on your mind? I can see it written all over your face that something is bothering you. Tessa brought her eyes to his. Tell me, he said, placing his hands on her shoulders. What is bothering you? If you don't say, I can't help, said Ben, with an empathizing look on his face. You are, she began to speak, taking her time to place each word, because she knew every word would be measured in such an impactful moment. You're about to leave, and though I know our situation is unique, I don't want to leave your side. Yet I know inviting you in at this time cannot be an option. Neither do I want to confuse you with my emotions. But I feel this overwhelming need to be helped by you. Nevertheless, I feel contrite for craving your presence while yearning for your touch. I can't seem to shake this longing, said Tessa. Her voice was shaky and her eyes filled with need. She wanted him for once. She wanted him, and for once, she was going to do something crazy and entirely out of character. As if he read her thoughts, Ben pulled away from her reach just for a few seconds, but it was long enough for Tessa to realize that what he was doing, but it was long enough for Tessa to realize that was his way of stopping her from doing something she would regret soon after. Tessa, Tessa, he grunted, iterating her name, trying to remind himself this time was about protecting her. Realizing what had just transpired, Tessa froze. Don't worry about it, said Ben in an understanding tone. He reached, he read her thoughts as always. We know it would have been tricky, Tess. Trust me, I have your back, and I know you have mine. It will all work out, you'll see, said Ben. Leisurely, she felt reassured. Ben hugged her tightly, kissed her on the forehead, and said their goodbyes. Later that evening, soon after Tessa had finished her bath, her phone rang. Hey, Dad, answered Tessa. Hey, baby girl, will you be coming tomorrow? He asked. I am afraid I can't, Dad. Not this weekend. Maybe next weekend? She asked. He thought about it for a second. You can't? Why? Asked Danielle Flynn. We had this boat trip planned for a while now, Tess, he said with a disappointed voice. Okay, Dad, I apologize. I forgot. You know what? I'm sorry. I promised to make it up to you. I invite some friends over after church tomorrow, and I don't want to look like a flake by canceling last minute. So please, can we reschedule? Asked Tessa in a remorseful voice. You do know you're canceling on me last minute. So I guess that makes you a flake? Asked Danielle. Technically, no, because you're my dad, she said with a laugh. Okay, Tess, but no more postponing after this. How are you? Did you happen to meet that guy or something? It's it's really not like you to to forget something like this, especially hanging out with your old man. It's not like you to forget that we have a date planned. Tessa. Tessa and her dad were very close. Ever since her mom passed away, it had been the both of them against the world. As a result, she felt bad, forgetting she was supposed to go sailing with her dad. And to make matters worse, delaying the inevitable truth of the situation, it hurt her to the core. However, not mentoring Ben at that moment felt like the right thing to do. I love you, Dad. I promise. Next week, life's fair. I will be there, and I have a surprise for you, said Tessa. Okay, Tess. I'll let it go. See you next week, darling. Love you, said Danielle and hung up the phone. Oh crap! How could I forget my date with Dad? That darn Ben, she said. throw herself to the bed, and smiled at the thought of him. Tessa's room was cozy with a beautiful view. The huge king-size bed in the center, warm and comfortable, with its fair share of throw pillows. The shining dark brown wood floor, halfway covered with fluffy fox furry rug. Facing a huge personal bathroom next to her walk-in closet, her grandpa, like the Joneses, did well in owning property in this beautiful part of Cambridge, Massachusetts. It is useless to pretend. I am indeed excited to marry Ben one day soon. And I do hope and pray my dad will like him. He is indeed a likable guy. 2 years ago, if someone had told me, Tessa, you would be interested in a man at the age of 20, much more head over heels, I would rebuke the crap out of them. I am so grateful it's Ben. He is so confident yet gentle, considerate, loving, and kind. I know he tries to hide it, how much he loves God, but every now and then he let down his guard. There is so much more to learn about each other, but I am excited for our journey. He still didn't say anything about his real parents, but he will. It's comfortable for him, thought Tessa. Didn't he say he would call me this evening? Said Tessa. I would do well with a cup of tea. Soon after, Tessa rushed to the kitchen to make herself a cup
Chapocolo,
of
welcome my
champagne,
friend.
chamomile
Happy to
tea.
see you.
I need to call
Thank you for
Greg
the
before
thumbs
he
up.
comes showing up at my house, just to hear the juicy tea of my life.
Appreciate it. Chapocolo, I
Hello?
do appreciate
What
you.
took you so long? Said Greg. Sorry, I had an eventful day, so please don't start, Greg. I'm just returning your
I'm
call,
also here
said
washing as
Tessa.
well,
Tessa, ever since I left
doing
you
some
guys,
laundry.
I can't think of anything else, so speak.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, all right. So, as you know, his name is Ben. We met over the summer. It was complicated, so I left without a word, not knowing we would meet again. As you know, we ran into each other. We went for lunch earlier. We realized the bond between us is stronger than ever. And staying away is not possible anymore. So, make a long story short, we got matching necklaces, made a promise to save ourselves for marriage while dating and waiting until after graduation to get married. Should I say yes? Explain Tessa. So let me get this straight. You both promised to each other, said Greg. Yes, basically, responded Tessa. So, is he a believer? Asked Greg. He's getting there, responded Tessa.
Welcome, Althea Taylor. Welcome, my friend. Happy to see you, Althea. I hope them chickens behaving themselves. And thank you for the thumbs up.
Well, at least until we complete university. About 4 years, we will figure it out the rest of the way, said Tessa. My love, he does look darn good.
Thank you,
Yes,
Althea. Thank
he
you. Love and
is
appreciate you guys.
fairly
My
handsome
darlings.
to make a kind of shot.
Love you all.
Is
I'm
he a
here
good
too. I'm
kisser?
here doing some
Asked
laundry.
Greg. And judging everything overall, he seems wealthy, so I understand
Chapokolo
why
said
you lost your
greetings
dark
everyone
hair
in the chat.
on your mind, said Greg. But again, who am I to judge? He said. So, have you told your dad as yet? Greg went on further to pry. Greg, Greg, Greg. You just know how to spoil a darn good moment, don't it? Responded Tessa. You know what? My granddad seemed to know something, or something is up with him. I think both our parents are trying to set us up, to get us together. But little do they know that we need no help. I love him, Greg, and he is a decent man, protested Tessa. It's not like it's not like you to let down your guard. And I saw both of you together, so I see that you're crazy about each other. Emphasize and emphasis on the crazy, said Greg. Just be careful, Tess. Let Ben know I'll be watching him, said Greg. Come by tomorrow after church. I am cooking dinner for everyone. He and his friend, and also you are invited. Beep, beep, beep. What is that darning annoying beep on your phone? Inquired Greg. Oh, sorry, Greg. Got to go. Ben is calling. And the journey begins, murmured Greg. That's old Greg. Hello. Hi. Did you get some rest? I hope I didn't wake you, said Ben. No, I was on a call with Greg, she said. Greg murmured Ben. I heard that. Oh, okay. Just calling, like I promised, said Ben. What should I bring to dinner tomorrow? Anything in particular? He asked. Just bring yourself, she said with a grin. Be careful, Miss Flynn. What you wish for, said Ben in a hoarse voice. Ben stood staring out his window, one hand in his pocket and the other with the phone itched at his ear. Will you take responsibility for me bringing myself as I am, Miss Flynn? He asked in a low, deep voice. I thought I have already made you a promise to do so earlier, she murmured. Excellent answer, Miss Flynn, he said in approval. So, how far down the road do you live? Asked Tessa. 5 houses. 5 houses down from you, yet it seems it's like here to eternity. Still can't believe all this is a mere chance, said Tessa. I know, right? Replied Ben. Is everything all right, Ben? She asked. Yes and no, he said. Do you care to explain? Tessa asked. Yes, I am over the moon in my life. No, you are so near, yet so far. Come on, I want to try something too. How about you close your eyes? She asked. Why? Asked Ben. Just trust me, insists Tessa. Okay. They're closed. I am there and I'm sitting. You're lying down, placing your head on my lap. I am massaging your forehead. Alleviate your stress. Slowly, you drifted off to sleep. As you listen to the sound of my voice, as peaceful as a baby. How are you feeling now? Asked Tessa. Actually, it was relaxing. Maybe it was your voice. The sound of your sweet voice, it relaxes me. Glad to be of help, said Tessa. Have you ever been in love before, Ben? Asked Tessa. Ben took a long pause, contemplating the answer. No, not really. Not like I am now, he said. Have you? Asked Ben. Wait a minute. Why do you take such a long pause? Is there something you're not telling me, Ben? I like the fact that you're getting jealous, but you know, there. This was just in high school. I had a crush on some girl, but she rather my friend. So, not really. So, answer my question, Miss Flynn. How about you? No, no mystery here, she said. What would you do if I had a man in my life, Ben, when we met the other day? What would you have done? That would not have stopped me from trying to get you from myself to be totally mine. As you maybe are realizing now, Tessa, you are mine and mine to keep. Guys, so we've come to the end of the story. We'll stop here for now. And if you have reached this far in the video, what are you waiting on to like if you haven't subscribed yet, and to subscribe and to share the word with your friends, right? So guys, Ben and Tessa, they're on their journey. Yes, Tessa have accepted the promise. And as Ben is once more declaring that Tessa is and is alone. So as we journey in the story, let us continue to see how far they will go. Will they make it to the altar? Who knows? But as I always say, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. Philippians 4 verse 13. So whatever you find in your capacity to do it to the best of your ability. Until another video, we say bye for now. Explain it. It's as if she's with me at times, guiding and protecting me. You know what I mean? He nodded his head, then whispered, yes, I get that vibe about my man as well. He said, then remove a lock of hair that was dangling down her face. I am happy you're here, she said. There is no other place I'd rather be, he whispered. You know I love you, Tessa. So your presence is something that I welcome. I love you too, she said. He swallowed and said, do you have any idea how happy I am you are in my life? From I met you, everything seems right. You are like my personal drug. And not in a bad way, by the way, he said hoarsely. It's like I need you like I need food, like I need water and air. His expression had become rigid. In an attempt to control his feelings and desire, Ben walked away to the living room and leaned against the staircase, trying to regain his equilibrium. All words were lost for Tessa. He loved her, and she loved him. There was nothing more important, but she was once again frozen. All she could do was whisper. It seemed as if something had kept her in place, hindering her from reacting. Ben appreciated the fact that she didn't follow after him or help. He would not be able to resist her. Compromising her purity is not an option. He loved and respected her too much to allow himself to be selfish. He suddenly felt the urge to leave the house and went for a quick walk to get some fresh air. and going for a quick walk to get some fresh air. I will be back. I'm going to get some air, shouted Ben. Tessa quickly tried to catch up with him, but he was already out the door. On her way back to the kitchen, the doorbell rang. Ding dong, ding dong. Tessa raced with excitement, thinking Ben has changed his mind. Oh, it's you, replied Tessa. Sorry to disappoint you, Greg answered. Can you blame me? Aren't you the one that had cancelled earlier? Asked Tess. Yeah, I wrapped up what I had to deal with earlier than I've expected. And furthermore, I'm hungry. And I'm here, said Greg. I saw Ben on my way in, he said with a question look. He will be back later, she said in a nonchalant voice. Oh, okay, answered Greg. Wash your hands and finish up these vegetables for me, please, and stop trying to pry my life. You're like the gossip column or something. Greg giggled. Ding dong, went the doorbell. I guess the guys are here, said Tessa, and rushed to answer the door. Hey Tessa, we bought frizz. I tried calling Ben to find out what to walk with, but he didn't answer, so I just really buy this not to come here empty-handed, said Michael. That's all right, Michael, thank you. Hey Sam, come on in, said Tessa. Ben stepped out for a minute. He'll be back soon, she said. Greg, this is Michael, and this is Sam. Hey, nice to meet you, Michael. Same here. Nice to meet you, Sam. Same here. And they're all Ben's buddies. And mine by extension, she said with a smile. Okay. And by the way, guy, Greg is my friend, but keep your business hidden. He's like paparazzi. Greg said, I like the way you defrauded me in front of my face, said Greg, and stretched his hand out to greet the guys with a hearty handshake. Okay, guys, make yourselves comfortable. Dinner will be served in the next 30 minutes or so, said Tessa. Hey, fellas, do you mind playing a game of Jenga? Of course, said Michael. Sure, why not, said Sam. While the guys were playing Jenga, Tessa was in the kitchen putting her finishing touch to the dinner. Barbie chicken, stew fish, and pork ribs with vegetable and pasta. Soon after, she checked her phone, wondering if Ben had texted her. Right away, the doorbell rang. Ding dong! I'll get it, shouted Tessa over the laughter. The guys were having an excellent game of Jenga so far. Sam was leading. He was giving Greg and Michael a fine beating. Hey, said Ben. Are you okay? Asked Tessa. I'll be fine, he reassured her and gave her a faint smile. Do you care to help me in the kitchen? Or do you rather to hang out with the guys? They're in the den playing Jenga. I'm not in the mood for Jenga. Maybe later after dinner. Okay, get your hands washed and help me share the meat. You can, and I'll do the vegetables and pasta. Ben nodded his head in approval. Tessa reached for the dishes, but her height poses a challenge. Ben moved in, reached above her, took the dishes and placed them in her hands, and said, "You might want to consider relocating them to a reasonable distance," he said. "I know, right?" responded Tessa with a laugh in her voice. "Hey, you do know there is no judgment here about early, right?" she asked. "I know, Tess, but it doesn't make me feel any better. We're doing much better than when we had first met, and I know we will get better with time," she reassured him. Ben thought of the switch. He played it back over 100 times in his mind on his way back. He still don't know where he got the strength to walk away in that moment. But one thing for sure, he knows he will not allow himself himself and his desire to override the love he felt for her, and knowing that their love is for eternity. He disciplined his feelings by walking away, and he decided if that is what it takes to endure, is something that he will be willing to do. Yes, we have come a long way in a short time. Soon after, they both took up the utensils and began to share the food. "Ben, can you bless the meals, please?" Michael laughed while Greg kicked Tessa beneath the table in approval. Sam peeked out of one eye to read Ben's expression. "Will you all stop behaving like children? Close your eyes and let us pray. I'm hungry," said Ben. "Heavenly Father, thank you for this food we are about to receive. Bless the hands that prepared it. May it be nutritious to our bodies and provide for those that have not. This day I pray in Jesus' name. Amen." "Amen, amen," shouted everyone. "Surely, Tessa, you have outdone yourself with this meal," said Michael. "You are welcome, Michael. Glad you are enjoying it," she said. Mmm. "Yes, Tessa, is rich and savory in flavor. It slides right off the bowl with such a ease," complimented Sam. Come on. Yes, I agree with you, Sam. This honey garlic flavor is my favorite. I see you, Tessa, trying to impress Ben with all these fancy cooking. For I have known you for years, yet it's the first I am getting this fine five-star restaurant type style meal. "You've been holding out on me, Tessa," said Greg in complaint. Everyone broke out in laughter at Greg trying to throw a fit. "You got jokes, I see, Greg. You are the one that will be in charge of washing the dishes," responded Tessa. "The truth is an offense, but it's not sin," protests Greg. "Are you trying to throw scripture at me, Greg?" "Well, I throw the stone into the pen, and whichever animal squeal, that must be the guilty one," said Greg. "We will help you," said Sam. "Speak for yourself," said Michael. Ben gave Michael a stink eye and he changes his mind. "I see I'm still under punishment," said Michael. "Serve you right," said Sam. "Am I missing something?" asked Greg. "Don't worry," said Sam. "I'll fill you in later." 30 minutes later, Greg, Michael, and Sam have really kicked it off. They realize that they have a whole lot in common, surprisingly enjoying washing the dishes while freestyling. I guess the three musketeers have found each other, said Ben. They did, said Tessa eagerly. Where did you learn to cook so well? Asked Ben. Thank you, said Tessa. The cooks at the ranch in the village, and plus my dad, we love to cook and hang out together, responded Tessa. Thank you for dinner, by the way. It tasted lovely. And for hosting the boys and I, on their behalf, I just want to say thanks. I really do appreciate it. And furthermore, you know how much I love your company. Tessa giggled. I know. It's my pleasure, said Tessa. And by the way, it's my birthday, next week, Friday. And remember, we're going sailing with my dad from Friday evening, and like I said, we return on Sunday, she said. Oh, so I'm August and you are September, baby. Good blend, said Ben in approval. Wow, I guess we are, she said with a smile. I mentioned my birthday because my dad loved to go all out. And I didn't really want you to be surprised, said Tessa. That's okay. I appreciate you telling me, he said. So, how's school going? Asked Ben. It's fine thus far. Thank you for asking, by the way. Tomorrow may be tricky. My sessions will consist of hearing and learning from actual patients on the ward. So, I may have to call you in the night when I get a chance, he said. Ditto, she responded. Hey guys, I got to run. Thank you for dinner, Tess, and take care of her, Ben, until we meet again. Adios amigos, said Greg, and left. Yes, you two lovebirds. Sam and I got to go. We gotta run. Ben, you just live a few houses down the street, so you're on your own, said Michael and laughed. Bless you both. Thanks again for exceptional meal, Miss Flynn, said Sam. It was my pleasure, guys, said Tessa. I noticed Sam is a man of few words. She asked. Yes, he is, said Ben. Tessa noticed Ben had checked the time at the wall twice already, and her heart sunk, knowing it's time for him to leave. And she felt sad, but understand it's all protocol. And guys, this is where I will leave you in the story. So yes, as you have heard, that Tessa and Ben, they're on their journey. And there are times when Ben may let down his guard to the weakness of the
Welcome, Marie. Welcome, Joseph. Welcome, my darling. Thank you for coming in. Michelle, happy blessed Friday morning to you and to all the lovely people in the house. Enough love, blessings, everyone, said JB.
Learning to respect each other.
Blessings to you too, Joseph. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here finishing up some laundry.
So it's even helping them if you realize, strike a balance. So, being first timers here, you have read this far in the video. What are you waiting on to? Like, share, and subscribe. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. You know the right thing. Yes, you. So, thank you all for being here once more again. And Philippians 4 verse 13 said, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. So whatever you plan to do, like I always said, do it to the best of your ability. And thank you for tuning in. Hey guys, welcome to another video. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle. And the story I'll be reading is called The Promise. And of course, it's written by Noah. And thank you guys. Thank you to all our subscribers that have been commenting. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. See the comments and God bless you. God bless you. So we are not going to itch. We are going right into the story. Monday morning was a drag as usual, thought Ben. It has been robust on the ward. He enjoys working and learning from the patients. There are two lovely ladies in his ward that have stolen his heart, and every morning they look forward to seeing him. Irene and Cheryl, both at the age of 70, they both remind Ben of his late aunt, his father's sister. Every morning, on his way to work, he would buy them flowers. Hey, beautiful ladies, good morning, good morning. He greeted them and handed the roses over. Irene beamed with joy while Cheryl smiled from ear to ear. Thank you, Dr. Olin. They both echoed in unison. It made Ben felt good, knowing he was a student doing just what he loved. How are my two favorite ladies doing today? He asked. I am just peachy, said Cheryl. You sure do know how to make an older lady feels good, said Irene. He took both their blood pressure and do their annual checkups. Both ladies are left in high spirits after seeing their favorite student doctor. Ben carried on with his usual sessions. It was an eventful Monday. The rest of the week went by so quickly. It's hard to believe it was Friday afternoon already. Ben headed straight to the shower to take a warm bath, well deserved. Soon after, he packed his bag for the weekend voyage. He decided to call Tessa. The phone rang 3 times before there was an answer. Hello, answered Tessa. It's me, Ben. How are you? Are you ready? The thing is, we will have to grab something to eat on our way, said Ben. No problem, said Tessa. I am ready and waiting, she said. Okay, said Ben and hung up the call. A few minutes later, ding dong, ding dong. Tessa rushed to answer the door. Hey, that was fast, she said. Yep, I can't afford to have you waiting, my lady, he said. Oh, thank you, Mr. Allen. How sweet of you, said Tessa with a smile. By way of information, we are sailing Boston Harbor, she said. Excellent, said Ben. So what did you say to your dad about me? He asked. Ben and Tessa looked at each other with a sudden pause. Well, nothing. I plan to surprise him, she answered. Excellent, said Ben again with a heartfelt sigh. And do you think that's a good idea under the circumstances?
Okay.
Asked Ben. Maybe, maybe not, but I did tell him I have a surprise for him and you are it, she said. Tessa felt her cheeks grow red hot immediately. Tessa, shouted Ben, I am an it? I am an it now?
Marie,
You couldn't have
did you
done
make
any
a
better than
nice
that,
cup of tea and
asked
some
Ben.
plantain porridge for me? I already appreciate
Don't
it,
mean it
said
like
Joseph.
that. Of course
Not
not.
sure she's
I
still
didn't
here.
mean it like that,
Joseph.
explained Tessa. Just trust me, okay? I know my dad. Trust me. Okay. All right then, said Ben. Soon after, they both stopped by a nearby restaurant, grabbed something to eat, and filled the tank with gas for the journey. Another 30 minutes later, they reached their destination. Beautiful yacht. That must be the one, said Ben. What gave it away? Asked Tessa with a smile. How could I have missed it with such a beautiful name? Who named it, by the way? You or your dad? Asked Ben. My dad, of course, replied Tessa. Brilliant idea. I love it, he exclaimed. Yep, you boys and your toys.
It's Sophie, I'm dumpling
said
and
Tessa
aki.
with a grin.
And with saltfish
Daniel
minty.
was
Go to
busy
Marie.
attending to
There's the
something
answer,
that
JB.
he didn't notice their arrival. Hey, Dad, said Tessa as she greeted her dad with a hug. Baby girl, you are early. I wasn't expecting you until later on this evening. Good to see you. By the way, you're looking real good, said Danielle with joy. Ooh, who is this? Who do we got here? Asked Danielle. This is Ben, my favorite and special friend, said Tessa in excitement. Oh, okay. You are the infamous Ben that stole my daughter's heart? Asked Danielle. We have a great deal to talk about, you and I, said Danielle. Ben stretched forth his hand and gave him a firm handshake and said, Nice to meet you, Mr. Flynn. Yes, we do. I am Ben Allen, but by the way, and I was born and raised in... Whoa, interrupted Daniel as he interjected, stopping Ben from going on any further. We can catch up on all that later. And I insist, call me Daniel, he said, and slapped Ben on the shoulder. Ben's eyes widened in surprise. He felt like 17-year-old boy all over again. Did he just give me his approval? Thought Ben. Daniel looked back at Ben and smiled. Daniel knew his daughter. For her to surprise him with Ben, he must be someone she knew he would have been approved of. And he must mean a great deal to her. But little did they know that Daniel had already did his background check on Ben when he learned Tessa had fell in love back in the summer upon leaving the village. He loved the fact that Ben had a humble beginning But in spite of his disposition, he persevered and still trying to make something of his life, compared to many who have got things handed to them on a platter, thought Daniel. Tess, get Ben and I something to drink, requested Daniel. Sure, Dad, said Tessa. She looked at Ben, nodded her head, and smiled at him with approval. So, Ben, have you ever sailed before? Asked Danielle. Look, my aunt and uncle have invited me before several times, but for some reason, I just didn't get around to doing it. I love the name of your yacht a lot, by the way, Danielle, said Ben. Sure you do. You're in love with my daughter, and it was named after her. Are you not in love with my daughter, Ben? Asked Danielle. Well, Ben stuttered as Danielle caught him off guard. Well, yes, it do make sense, murmured Ben under his breath. Yes, I do. I do love your daughter. So, where do you see going? What are your plans? Asked Danielle. Tess is not someone to play with, you know, Ben. Her standards are different from most. I mean, I don't think that she's my daughter, but they're a little different. But the fact that you are here before me means she's made up her mind about you. So talk to me, son. Talk to me. Let me know what's happening. I too do not play games, Danielle. And one of the things I love and admire most about Tess is her faith and her standard. It's not without its challenges, but I will not have it any other way. I do ask her to let us make a promise to wait for each other, and during that period, we would abstain while getting to know each other until graduating university. She said, well, Daniel giving Ben the knowing look. Ben restructured what he was about to say. Well, after asking your permission, of course, for her hand in marriage, then I would pop the question to her for us to get married, explained Ben. Daniel looked at Ben in awe and said not another word. So you see, Daniel, I am crazy about your daughter, and I promise never to hurt her, he said. Said Daniel. Don't make a promise you can't keep, son, said Daniel. You might not have any intention to hurt her, but try as you might, you will hurt each other, especially when you care so deeply for one another. So, here is my advice. Pay attention and listen when she speaks, and communicate. Communication is the key for any successful relationship. Women are complex. They are complex beings. Try as you may, it gets tricky at times in relationships, he explained. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate the advice. What advice? Asked Tessa as she enters the deck. Both men looked at each other and smiled. The beer is yours, Dad, said Tessa. So why on earth are you giving the grown man apple juice? Protested Daniel. I am allergic to anything alcohol or grapes, explained Ben. You're kidding. You're kidding, right? You're pulling my leg? Nope, said Ben. My deepest sympathy, said Daniel in a deep, low voice. What? Asked Daniel. He's missing out. Dad, shouted Tessa. What? He is missing out. A grown man who cannot drink any alcohol or even eat grapes. You're missing out, son. Ben looked at them both and laughed. Tess, how about you give Ben a tour of the Tessa and choose your rooms? I will go and start dinner, said Daniel. Also, text me Greg's number. I want to talk to that goofball. Okay, Dad, she said. He likes you a lot, Ben, said Tessa, dancing around Ben. Ooh, what are we talking about? Asked Ben. My dad, of course, responded Tessa. Really? You think so? He asked. I know so, said Tessa. Ben felt pleased, hearing that Daniel disapproved of him. He's not a bad guy himself. I like him. I think I like him a lot. Your dad. All right, enough of the man love, said Tessa. Let's go and get you familiar with this yacht. After all, it was named after me. So as you may have realized, this is a Benetti Diamond 145 super yacht. It has 4 spacious cabins below deck. Or let me start from the beginning. Well, yeah, let me start from here. So, this is, as you know, the sun deck launch area, as big and spacious as it is, where we can all hang out. Maybe in the future, you and I and some old friends, you have plans. I see, Miss Flynn, said Beth. She looked at him and giggled. The upper deck bow, yeah, it has a small pool and a super up lounge area, as you can see, said Tessa. The cockpit end, which is the main deck, and the beach club, of course. This is the high speed. This is huge, said Ben. You don't see anything yet? Explained Tessa. Here we have the salon and the main deck. Next, this is where we eat most of our meals. It is the dinette in the salon. Wow, explained Ben. It's also spacious. Here we have Dad's cabin on the main deck, she said. Big and wide king-size bed with plush carpets and a breathtaking view with wide glass windows, sitting chairs, and a coffee table. Wow, exclaimed Ben. Truly, this yacht is like a mansion, said Ben. Yes, this is where he now lives since I started university. So he's never stationed. He's always traveling, said Tessa with a sad face. Well, it's logical that he would live here, and he seems to love the sea, added Ben. Yes, he do love the sea, said Tessa. This is his bathroom, and of course, this is the master room that belongs to him. His bathroom with walking glass door, shower. Over here is the guest VIP Ed. And by the way, just a fancy name for a guest bathroom where you have the double sink. Just some fancy name, I guess. The head. Followed by the guest VIP cabin on the lower deck And this is a king size bed, by the way, with twin bedside table and glass window over the bed head, where you have your own view and a spacious table. So this is your room then. So you can rest your bag here and unpack later. And going through there, or let me open. As I put open her cabin there. And this is my humble abode. Yes, before you say Ben, it's a lot of pink everywhere. Well, your fluffy carpet is white, said Ben with a grin. Ha 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 ha. My Tessa. Over there is my bathroom and my walk-in closet, and it is spacious. At least enough for me, said Tessa. And you go through there, that cabin door, it's another cabin, and over there, another cabin. Well, equally the size of you and I, your cabin and my cabin, the same size with king size beds. And further down, I'm going to stop there because I'm not going down there. Further down, you have the sauna and a gym. Wow, the gym. I can see myself working out down here. Who knows? Maybe next time. Definitely next time, said Tessa. So let me get this right. Master bedroom, upper deck, and 4 other cabins below deck. A sauna, gym, you have another large lounge, and a conference room. Yes, said Tessa. Awesome, exclaimed Ben. This is a full pledge. Oh, he said. Yep, Tessa answered. So, how do you like it? She asked. I love it. I see why Daniel loves it here. A sense of peace and serenity. Also very comfortable and spacious. In case you haven't realized by now, Tess, I'm sold. I love space. You know, I can't tell when a room is just cluttered. You can't find space to move. I can understand and see that. After all, you are tall and huge. Coming from the person who's thin and small. All right, Ben, I see you got jokes, said Tessa. As they head up the stairs, the scent of freshly made juice and pleasant smell of the honey garlic pork ribs fragrance filled the air. Smells like Dad is almost done cooking. My mouth is watering. Ben took a minute to look at Tessa's mouth and quickly changed his mind. Yeah, that's some watering food right there. Tessa give him a knowing look and pull him to come along. Hey, Dad, do you want any help? She asked. Nope, replied Daniel. Take a seat. We're eating on the deck. The table's already set. Okay, Dad, said Tessa and gave him a kiss on the cheek. 40 minutes later. I'm full. Me too, said Tessa. Thank you for a wonderful dinner, Danielle, said Ben. No problem, answered Danielle. Yes, Dad, that was really a nice, delicious meal, said Tessa. Glad you all enjoyed it, answered Danielle. You have a really cool yacht here, Danielle, expressed Ben. Ha ha ha, yeah, I know. Thank you, Ben, said Danielle. It's my second baby. It cost me a lot, but it's worth every penny, said Daniel with a big smile on his face. On the morning of Saturday, January 25th, the first Diamond 145 unit was launched by the Variegas Benete. The slipway, the 44 meters long, last category flagship was given its baptism in the sea at an impressive ceremony in front of hundreds of spectators, said Daniel. You should check it out sometime. It's on the net. It was very emotional, explained Daniel. Azimuth Benete, group president Paolo Vettelli, spoke of a spectacular launch. You can check it out. You should check it out, by the way. Daniel urged them. The two men have kicked it off over talking yachts. Both men continued to talk yachts, and Tessa become invisible. Ben hung on to every word. You could see he had a sudden interest in yachts. Please, Tessa, seeing his two favorite men so engaged, having the same interest, she slowly got up and leave room without either of them even noticing. So guys, this is where we will stop with the reading for today. And if you have reached thus far, being a my first time viewer, what are you waiting on? Put the thumbs up and subscribe and share. Share it out, man. And I hope you have really enjoyed the video. And there are previous videos that you should check out so you can see what have been happening and get more familiar with where these characters are coming from and what is their history. And for returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Love you guys. Continue to comment because I'm reading the comment and I'm seeing what you guys are saying and I'm liking it. Yes, I'm liking it. So, like I always say, I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. Philippians 4, verse 13. And whatsoever you find to do it to the best of your ability. Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you are here for the first time, welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle. I have been reading the book written by moi called The Promise, and I'm happy to have you. And for all our returning subscribers, welcome, and thank you for the support. I can see that you guys, you have been chatting up a storm and I like it. So without even itching, let us go right into the video. Tessa went to the lower deck and have been washing the dishes with her earphone turned up in the ear, dancing to Stamp by Kirk Franklin. She loved to listen to his music. Later that evening, Ben, I need your help, said Danielle. Sure, Danielle, whatever you need, answered Ben. Good. I need you to stall Tess for, to stall her for me for a minute. I told her we are going sailing, but really, I just wanted to have her here for her birthday. I asked Greg to come by as well. It's 20 minutes drive away from Cambridge. I have also asked him to round up some of Tess' friends. But he told me, she's not big on having a lot of friends. So he's taking Michael and Sam. He told me they are your friends. Yes, they are, said Ben. And they are friends also with Tess. Oh, okay, great, answered Daniel. So we are going to throw her a surprise birthday party tomorrow in the evening, said Daniel. The guys will be here tonight, so I need you to stall her below deck until in the morning. In the morning, I will ask the fellows to surprise her with their presence by being here. I know that, she's not expecting it, so I hope she's surprised because she's a hard nut to crack, said Daniel. No problem, answered Ben. Tessa had just finished bathing. She brushed her hair, her long curly hair, for 20 times already. She had just counted when she heard the knock on the door that caused her to lose count. I see you have just noticed I have left. She pretended to be upset. As she lotioned her arms, Ben leaned over and kissed her and her forehead with both hands in his pocket. The truth is, I was engaged. You left, however, I also knew that you left. But your father, he was talking about yachts, and surprisingly, even to myself, I enjoy talking about yachts. And who knows, in the future, I'm thinking of getting one for myself. The Lord permitted, as you would say, said Ben. And you must know, I meant no ill by acknowledging you leaving. I know, I am just pulling your leg, said Tessa. I am just pleased you two like each other that much, she replied. Thank you for taking me along, said Ben. You're most welcome. I'm happy you're here with, said Tessa. Come, let's go up to the deck. How about we just chill here? I promise to be on my best behavior, said Ben with a smile. I would like to get dressed, said Tessa, and turned away. I think you should leave, she said. I could let you change your mind. I could kiss you right now, he said. You wouldn't dare, said Tessa, moving away and tightening her robe. You could kiss me, but I guarantee you would hate yourself after. It wouldn't make sense anyway. Before seconds, you will start feeling awful. He silently left the room without another word. Ben stood on the outside of the door, waiting to make matters worse. His mind began to run wild. He dropped to the ground and began to do some push-ups to settle his thoughts. I am finished changing. You may come in before you hurt yourself, said Tessa with laughter in her voice. He finally uttered, I'm so sorry about earlier. You have nothing to apologize for, said Tessa. No, Ben insisted. I do. I'm still learning. Some things are too important to be made a joke, he said. Finally, she brought her eyes to meet his gaze. In his dark brown depth, she saw something she never knew existed, a spark of vulnerability, of need. He desired to know what she really thought of him, as if he wanted to know how important he was to her. This self-assured and super confident man needed approval from me, thought Tessa. Or maybe he just needed her in a way she was not able to be with him, at least not yet until marriage. I do care, she said. As you know, I just can't afford to let my guard down around you, she said, and rubbed the back of his hand to reassure him. Let's change the subject. How about we watch a movie, she said. What movie do you have in mind? Asked Ben. The movie, which is called Fireproof, said Tessa. Oh, I heard that's a good movie, you know. Good one, said Ben. Okay, glad you're interested, said Tessa. I'm going to make some popcorn, she said. No, 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 exclaimed Ben. I will do the honors, he said. Just rest your legs, line up the movie, right back in a sec. Tessa looked at him with a puzzled look. Okay, thank you, she said with a question tone. Tessa took the time to relax. While waiting, little did she know that Ben was calling her. Nevertheless, he enjoys her company, so it was a plus for him. There it is, said Ben, not knowing where anything was placed. He opened the cupboard. He saw the popcorn in a container in the corner. All things considered, he found everything fairly easily. 10 minutes later, Ben knocked at the door, but no response. He entered the cabin and found Tessa sound asleep. At least so he thought. There you are, she exclaimed. Tessa's stomach growled. She widened her eyes in surprise, and her cheeks grew red immediately from embarrassment. Someone is hungry. Good thing I am here right on time, said Ben with a smile. They ate and laughed. Though the movie was a good one, as usual, they were wrapped up in each other's company. He spoke and she laughed again. It was as if she could not help herself. She was really enjoying Ben's company. Soon after, Tessa fell asleep. Ben quickly cleared away the clutter, cleansed her hands and face, and watched as she slept peacefully as a young child. A few seconds later, he got a text from Daniel that the guys were here. 5 minutes later, Ben entered the dock. The fellas was engaged in chatter with Daniel. They didn't realize he had entered the lounge. They were drinking and eating, making jokes and laughing off their heads. Hey son, come on in. I take it she's asleep, said Daniel. She is. She's resting, answered Ben. Nice, said Daniel. Thanks again. Hey Ben, come and sit, said Michael. Sam and Greg greeted him as well. Daniel informed everyone on what his plans are. Everyone agreed. Greg looked at Ben, then asked, "What are the sleeping arrangements?" Ben gave him a lopsided smile, knowing very well Greg asked that question regarding him and Tessa. Ben, can you please show these guys their cabins so they can choose where they want to sleep? I will be cleaning up here. Thanks again, fellas, for showing up at such a late notice, said Daniel. No problem, answered everyone. After everyone was settled comfortably, Ben checked on Tessa one last time, but she was still resting. He gently closed her door and went to his cabin that was close by. Ben laid in bed with his hands behind his head, looking up into the sky. He had Tessa on his mind a lot lately. I feel so privileged to be able to be sleeping with her under the same roof, even though it's different rooms. Cleaning up her hands and face while she slept earlier was priceless. She looked so peaceful. The thought warmed Ben's heart as he slowly drifted out to sleep. Good morning, sleepyhead. Happy birthday. How does it feel to be a full-fledged adult? Asked Daniel as he leaned in and hugged and kissed his daughter. Oh, it feels great being Tessa with joy. Breakfast in bed. Thank you, Dad. You are the best, she said, and took the breakfast tray. Don't you ever forget that I am indeed the best, said Daniel with a laugh. When you're finished here, kindly come to the main lounge, he said. Okay, Dad, will do, answered Tessa. The men were all in their position to carry out the plan. Tessa took her own time putting herself together. After all, it was her birthday. How often do you turn 21? She felt like a woman, an adult. She looked at herself in the mirror and gave a pout and smiled at herself, turned around in satisfaction. She heard on the door. What is taking you so long? He asked in a gentle voice. Good morning to you, love, she whispered with a smile on her face. Ben was mesmerized by her beauty. It took him a minute to regain his equilibrium. He pulled her in a bear hug and whispered, Happy birthday, I love you, and kissed her on the forehead. Where is my gift, Alan? Don't think you are getting away so easily, said Tessa with a grin. Talk about patience. I was thinking of getting you something. Don't play with me, boy. All right, I'm pulling your leg. I was thinking of giving you later, but since as you cannot wait, he said, then reached in his pocket and pulled out a small square box. I know we have already gotten matching necklaces. However, it's your birthday, and I thought, how about giving you something that represents you and a little bit of me, you know? He said and opened the box. This is a citrine birdstone. It's your birthstone, as you know. So this ring has your birth date engrafted in it along with our initials and a heart depicting our love. Tessa stretched forth her right hand and he slipped on the ring. The November birthstone was a gold and orange mix that glitters brilliantly. Its round shape held by a gold ring that was 2/8 inches thick. This stone was used in the earlier times, BC, which means before Christ, in Greece. They carried it as protection against plagues as well as venomous snakes and reptiles' bites. Also, the November birthstone is said to unlock their secrets and power, prosperity, self-confidence, and emotional balance. Tessa was speechless. Even though it wasn't an engagement ring, she cannot imagine feeling any better when that day comes. She was flabbergasted. Ben has made her heart flip like a triple jumper. She looked up at him and could not hold back the tears of joy that was streaming down her face. Oh no, my love, don't cry, said Ben, and began to clean up her face. How can I not? How can I not cry? You put so much thought into this ring, into this gift. I love it. It means a lot. Thank you, she said and hugged him again. Her eyes fell on the sparkling ring on her finger once more. Then she said, this must have cost you a fortune. It was worth every dollar. Come, Let's go, he said. As they were about to enter the stairs up the cabin, surprise! Dumped out everyone at Tessa. Tessa jumped and grabbed on and hold on to Ben with in fright. Are you all trying to kill me? What? How? When did you all get here? She asked in a stammering voice. I don't know what's happening. Dad, yelled Tessa, making a pride voice. Happy 21st birthday, baby girl, said Danielle and hugged her. I know you have an issue with being on time, so I decided to make your commute a little easier. Here is your own personal vehicle, said Danielle, and handed her the keys to her BMW X1. Daddy, bought me a BMW? Oh my lord! First Ben, now you, she said in excitement. Come, let's go by the deck. You can see it for yourself, said Danielle. Tessa hung on to Ben's hand and dragged him along. Wow, I love it, Dad. Thank you, she said, running from side to side, inspecting the vehicle. The white BMW X1 that was wrapped with a big red bow. Open and go on in. It's yours, said Danielle. She pushed the lock on the keys and he pop, pop. She entered in excitement, not knowing what to focus on. The interior of the X1 is up there with efforts in the family SUV class. In terms of build, quality, and plushness of materials, the 2023 BMW X1 is a completely redesigned model, gaining a more mature exterior, additional exterior refinement, and an updated powertrain for a trend and generation. A BMW can pass up to 150 to 200,000 miles with proper care if you drive the national average of 13,500 miles per year, explained Donnell. And it's very reliable. The men laughed. Well, knowing Tessa, she's not a fast driver, so trust. And she cares things like for eternity, said Greg. So she'll do just fine. It will last her until I guess she's ready to sell, said Greg. You did well, Danielle. It's an excellent vehicle. She loves it, and I like it as well, said Ben. Come on, Ben, call the guys, and let us go for a spin, said Tessa. Everyone went on board except Daniel. He had some stuff to finish up and organize. What do you think about my ride, guys? Asked Tessa. What do you think? Let me know. I love it. I do wish. Do you wish to trade for my Honda? Asked Greg, and everyone burst out in laughter. It's a cool ride, Tessa. I am excited for you, said Michael. I am loving the white color and the interior design. It's also very comfortable, expressed Sam. You deserve the best that life has to offer, my love. Your dad did well. Just know this is just the beginning. The best is yet to come, said Ben. They both locked eyes for a quick second, and the temperature dropped. Greg cleared his throat and break their moment. The guys looked at each other, and they all smiled. Guy, we will stop here for today. in the story. And I hope you have enjoyed so far. And for those who have been listening and coming for the first time, if you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? What you waiting for? Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And like I always said, Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. And whatsoever you find to do, remember to do it to the best of your ability.
Thank you, Joseph, Marie, and everyone that are still here. Thanks for being here.
Hi guys, welcome.
Appreciate your time.
Welcome to another video. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel, Simply Misha. And the book that I'll be reading, it's called The Promise. And it is written by moi, of course. So without itching, let us go right into it. These two lovebirds just can't help themselves. So, Greg, have you ever been in love? Asked Ben.
I'm going to fry up the
Ben, that is a little intrusive, don't you think? Asked Esther. No, not really. It's an honest question, answered Ben. Well, to be honest, yes, I have. She didn't take me serious, and as a result, she placed me in the friend zone, replied Greg. Greg sighed. He was feeling disappointed. He would have to tell Tessa everything, or at least nearly everything. Though he liked to pry in others' life, there was little he liked to share about himself. Imagine. Ben was about to say something else and changed his mind when he saw the frown on Tessa's face. Where are you driving to, Tessa? I'm getting hungry, sighed Michael. Seriously, Mike, you eat too much, dude. Didn't you have breakfast not too long ago? Some. I do think you need warm out, Michael. Something is eating you out. No way one person can be eating so much, so frequently, said Ben with a straight face. Michael, you seem to have a high metabolism, said Greg with a smile. I think I do have a very high metabolism. Last time I drank, that was a good thing, said Michael in his defense. It's not your metabolism that is in question, Michael. It's your love for food, Pops, said Tessa, and everyone nodded their heads in agreement. Here we are, Michael. Lunch is in me, said Tessa. Tessa pulled up to a nearby restaurant. No way. I'm going to let you pay for lunch on your birthday, said Ben. So lunch is in me. She tried to protest, but Ben would not have it. Soon after, they all sat down to their meal. They had bacon and ricotta, ravioli freshly made, except for Ben.
He had the crab ravioli, one of his favorites, also featured me. They all enjoyed their lunch, then pulled Sam aside without anyone noticing. Hey Sam, I want to spend some time alone with Tessa. Can you and the guys take a stroll and meet us back here later? Or even better, when you all are ready, find yourselves back to the yacht. No problem, said Sam. Some relate the issue to the guys, but they all turned and looked at Ben for some sort of response. So he nodded his head and they gave him the thumbs up in agreement. Except Greg, of course. So, what is your plan? Mr. Always up to something, asked Tessa. That is how you really feel? Asked Ben. We're not up to something, she inquired. I am guilty of wanting to spend time alone with you. Then yes, I am up to something, said Ben. Let's go, he said, and took her by the hand. They crossed the street quickly before the line of traffic. Where are we going? She asked. Wait and see, said Ben. We have at least 1.5 hours before we have to head back to the yacht. Here we are, my love, said Ben. Wow, this is beautiful. It's such a beautiful place, said Tessa. You should see it in the night, he said. The beautiful gold and white with the huge chandeliers and the features of the angels. It's just breathtaking, floating in the skies with gold trimmings. The rich bright red drapes with white trimmings, Boston Opera House. It's a beautiful sight. This was a place to be back in the days. I heard that this was where it was at, said Ben. I love it. Can you imagine these big curtains opening to watch a movie or some sort of a show or a live act? Or like they sing, it's not over until the fat babies sing. I would have loved to be there then, said Tessa. I'm glad you like it, my love. Come, let's go watch a movie before we head back, said Ben. 1 hour later. I am glad we got the chance to really watch Fire Crew this time around. It is really an excellent movie, especially for those who are interested in getting married someday, said Tessa. Yes, indeed, Ben replied. And you see, even though we tried watching the other evening, it was more impactful today for some reason, explained Ben. This afternoon is really amazing, wonderful, magnificent. Ah, it's just the afternoon. I can't believe it's back to school / work tomorrow, said Tessa. Some people would say all good things must come to an end. The day is not over as yet, responded Ben. He took her hands, brought them to his lips, and kissed them gently. They both walked hand in hand back to the vehicle. Tessa was lying in bed, getting a late afternoon rest, when the knock on her cabin door woke her. Hey, baby girl, freshen up and then come on up to the main lounge for dinner, said Daniel. How are you enjoying your day so far? He asked. I do not want it to end, protested Tessa. Good, said Daniel. The best part of the evening is yet to come, he said with a smile. I can't imagine this day getting any better, expressed Tessa. Daniel pat her on the shoulders and left. Half an hour later that evening, Ben has barely taken two steps toward the sitting area when all heads turned and all eyes were glued on him, followed by Tessa appearing by his side. Even more gorgeous, Daniel rose from his seat and started playing one of Tessa's favorite tunes. When You Walk Into the Room, played by Byron and Kathy Torwart. Tonight, I am a princess beside my prince, she whispered. Tomorrow my chariot disappeared without thinking. Then drew her close, placed the softest ever fleeting kiss on her forehead. Well, let us pack a lifetime into everything we do tonight. He took Tessa's hand, twirled her around, and whispered, May I have this dance? Yes, I would love to, she answered. He looked her into her eyes, but Tessa felt like he seen deep into her soul. He had a weird look on his face, Tessa thought, but what she did not know that was his expression was one of hunger mixed with something else. Something seems spiritual. Hey. The room was filled with music, laughter, and chatter. Everyone was busy eating and carrying on. After eating and cutting the cake, Daniel took his daughter aside. He watched your every move. You are like each other's personal jug. I see that you care for one another deeply. The love you both share is unique. I like it, said Daniel. I once thought it no longer exists, but you guys made me a believer all over again. But I am concerned.
Thank you, JB. Thank you for the hearts.
Will you be able to hold out for marriage? Asked Daniel. Graduation is far away. Tessa turned and glanced eagerly behind her. Ben read her expression and made his way to her side. Before he reached where they were standing, Daniel whispered, You see what I mean? You are both like magnets, said Daniel, squeezed her shoulder and nodded to Ben, then leave the room. 5 minutes later, kaboom! Fizz! Splash! Bang! Went the sound of the fireworks in the sky. With a bright light wrote across the sky, Happy 21st birthday, Tessa, love, Dad. Oh. Everyone jumped from the noise. It took them all by surprise. Kaboom! Went the fireworks repeatedly. Tessa waved thank you to her dad and blew him a kiss across the room. He nodded with approval and raised his drink to cheer her. She looked up at Ben and he gently pulled her by his side in a hug. Everyone had a wonderful time. Daniel felt pleased with himself. Putting a smile on his only child's face is what he lived for. They all had a magnificent day that led into a night of fun and laughter. Early Monday morning did not disappoint. Back to the usual busy schedule. Ben went through his itinerary to see how the rest of the week looks, and just as he thought, fully booked. He reminded himself to call back home as he gets in, also to check on Tessa. The boys had an awesome time at Tessa's party. That was all they have been texting Ben about all through the day and teasing him of being high and Tessa. Tessa was still asleep. She is grateful she didn't have to go to school today. She enjoys sleeping in whenever she gets the chance. And after yesterday's event, sleeping in was much deserved. Daniel, knowing his daughter well, he booked a cleaner and a cook to cater for Tessa's need whenever she needed it, which was usually Monday to Friday each week. And she was grateful for the help, being that she hardly finds time for home chores as a medical student. As a result, her home was always clean and smelled great. Being an only child, do get lonely over the years. With his father always traveling and being so busy. However, he did try to compensate in other areas. She had gotten used to her own company, hence the reason for her not having a lot of friends. She found that the girls were usually catty after a while, and the men just wanting to get physical. So she focused on the Lord and carried on with her life. Then there was Greg. Greg. He too had a crush on Tessa in high school, final year to be exact. But she set him straight, not wanting to lose her friendship. He apologized. From then, they have been inseparable. Ring, ring. Tessa's phone went on. Hello. Hey, love, answered Tessa. I'm just checking in. How are you feeling? Did I woke you? Asked Ben. Well, I'm fine. Yes, you did, but that's okay. Sleeping in has helped a lot. I am glad you called, though. Are you still going to the village for Thanksgiving? She asked. No. My aunt and uncle doesn't celebrate it, so I will be going home Christmas instead to spend the holiday with them. Oh, great! So, are you interested in coming by my home this weekend to celebrate with my dad and I? He is bringing a friend. How about the guys? She asked. Okay, I will, but the guys will not be able to make it. They are going home to celebrate with their families, he said. And Greg? Ben asked. He's going home as well, said Tessa, to celebrate with his family. Okay, he said. You have gone quiet, asked Ben. I was just thinking. About what? Ben asked. I was just wondering, who is that taking to Thanksgiving? Well, just asking, it's easier, said Ben. I did. He said it's a surprise. What's up with you guys? And bringing home someone for the first time Want to surprise somebody about that? That's where you get it from. So it had me thinking, it's a woman, said Tessa. And I think I'm not ready for him to meet someone or start dating anyone serious. He did promise not to date anyone else after mom died. But Tess, it has been a while since your mom had passed, and he had been accepting of me. And furthermore, he has needs. He's a man and he's not old at all. What would you have done if he was not ready to accept me when you introduced us? Asked Ben. Yes, but it's not the same, answered Tessa. How come is it not the same? Asked Ben. You don't understand. And why are you taking his side? Said Tessa angrily. Ben rubbed his head in frustration. Whatever do you mean, Tess? I am not on anyone's side. I'm just trying to get you to see that you are being a little unfair to your dad. And you are getting worked up about something you are not even sure about as yet, said Ben, as his group leader beckoned to him. I am needed here. I got to go, but call you later. Okay, Tess? And again, think about it. Think about what you're saying. I got to go, he said sternly. Okay, answered Tessa under her breath. She knew Ben was right, but it didn't make her feel any better. And it pisses her off even more. I don't want to have to quarrel. So why is he taking up for that? Said Tessa in a miserable tone. She went on with the rest of the day, keeping busy, studying some notes, later heating up her lunch. Preparing to have her lunch, Tessa was in a really foul mood. He was forcing herself to eat as she had lost her appetite. The afternoon has run off so quickly. Ding dong, ding dong. The doorbell rang and Tessa jumped. She put aside the laptop and rushed to see who was at her door, knowing she was not expecting anyone. Hello, Tessa, said Ben. She opened her mouth to speak, but was surprised to the point that she could not make a sound. Ben, she was able to utter. Come on in. Thank you, he said. Do you need anything to drink? She asked. No, thank you, he said, and pat the coach, beckoning her to sit. I am all ears. What is really bothering you? Asked Ben. I see you're not wasting any time, you're just jumping right into it. Just as I related earlier, said Tessa. I do hear what you are saying. I know what you said earlier is true. It's just that I still feel some sort of a way about my dad moving on. The mere thought of him getting into a relationship put me into a bad mood. I can understand how you might feel, Tessa, but no one can take your place in your dad's heart. Daniel loved you, world without end. Everyone sees that. So don't worry before you have a reason to, my love. said Ben in a whisper. Thank you, Ben. I know my dad loves me and I love him too. And I'm sorry for giving you a hard time earlier. She apologized. Apology accepted, my love, said Ben. If you are feeling better, I will take my leave, he said. What is the big rush? You are leaving already? Ben could see the disappointment on Tessa's face, but knowing only too well what being alone with Tessa for too long brings, he is trying to get out of the room and out of the way. So guys, that is where we will end the video for today. And for all our new persons that are tuning in, what are you waiting for? Tell me, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. And if you have enjoyed the story, remember to comment and to share and also to like up the video and become a part of the Simple Mission family. And to all our returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am seeing the comments and I am loving the vibes that you guys are giving. Yes, it's very encouraging to see you text about, comment about the characters and understanding the point of view of the story. And for those who are here for the first time, there are several you will also have to check out so the story can make even more sense to you. And like I always said, Philippians 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. So, whatever you find to do it to the best of your ability. Bye-bye. Hi guys, welcome to another video and happy to have you. If you're new here for the first time, welcome to my channel called Simply Michelle, and I have been reading the story called The Promise written by Moa. And to all my returning subscribers, appreciate you all. Yes, see you guys in the comments, kicking up a storm. Appreciate it. And I see that you're enjoying the story. So thank you. God bless each and every one of you for the weekly support. And continue to enjoy. And continue to comment, to like, and to share. And without itching, let us move right into the story. Tessa, if you want me to stay a while, all you need to do is to say so, answered Ben. He stared at her for a while, wanting to say something else, but changes his mind, but continued to eye Tessa suspiciously. What do you have planned for us to do? He asked. It was thinking we could go for a walk, she said. But I don't feel like going for a walk, Ben replied. It's cold out and you will get freeze to death. Remember, I'm not allowed to touch you or even hug you to keep you warm. Have you ever heard of jackets? She asked. I am sure you know what I meant, said Ben. He continued to stare her down. What? Why are you staring at me? Just say what is on your mind already, Ben, she said, as she stared back at him with narrowed eyes. He blinked at her in surprise. Ben stand to his feet. It took Tessa by surprise. She jumped. You startled me, she exclaimed. I wanted to take a good look at you, Ben whispered. He took her cheeks in the palm of his hands, then gently brushed his thumb along the line of her jaw. You seem to be always on the move. I don't get to really see you up close and personal. She closed her eyes and gently relaxed her face in his hands as she enjoyed his touch. You're so beautiful, he murmured. Like I feel as if I'm drowning in your gorgeous dark brown eyes. Just like the day we first met. It felt like I was hypnotized by your natural beauty. Ben pulled back so he could read her expression. He kissed her on the forehead and started to leave. Don't go, she whispered. Tessa, do you understand what you're asking? Responded Ben. I know exactly what you're feeling, and if I stay, I know you'll blame me later. So, trust me, my love. It's time for me to leave. You will thank me later. Ben, I don't know if I can keep on doing this. It is so hard, she murmured. It will worth the wait, my love. I promise you, he said, while he walked to the door, placed his hand on the handle, looked into her eyes, and asked, do you see why I wanted to leave? It's not because I don't enjoy your company. If anything, it's because I enjoy it a little bit too much. And I can't even afford to do so at this moment. Tessa planted her hands on her hips in frustration, then murmured, this is torture. Ben groaned. I agree, he said. Do you have any solution? Asked Tessa. Yes, a very cold shower, he whispered. Okay, Ben, close the door behind you and call me when you get home. I've got to take this shower. She'll run up the stairs and into the bathroom. Ben closed the door, shook his head, and murmured to himself, surely this will make a great story someday. The week had passed by so quickly, leaving the two lovebirds frustrated and edgy. Sad to say, but even the coldest of showers were not able to give them the release or even to alleviate their sexual dysfunction. Ben sat in his vehicle at his gate, contemplating. Should he call Tessa? I let her know he changed his mind about coming over, but he rethink that decision because he would not have been able to live it down. Plus, he is never one to run away whenever anything has gotten difficult. Therefore, he decided to call home instead. He called thrice, but no response, just to see if his aunt and uncle was okay. As a result, he got a little concerned not to getting them on the phone, but decided to call back later. As he drove up the drive, Ben began to feel nervous, not sure how the day would turn out, knowing that things have been moody between him and Tessa. His eyebrows narrowed when he saw two extra vehicles parked next to Tessa in her driveway. That suggests that the guest and Danielle must have reached already for Thanksgiving. Daniel must have reached already. For some reason, that put him in a better mood, knowing he would not be left alone with Tessa. Because walking away right now would not be able to stop him from touching and wanting to embrace her just to feel close to her. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. He rang the doorbell and stood patiently waiting. Hey, come on in. Happy Thanksgiving, said Tessa. Thank you, same to you, he murmured. What's with the long face? Asked Tessa. Trust me, I don't think you even want to know. Everyone is already here. What took you so long, by the way, she asked. Everyone? He asked. You mean you didn't know? Inquired Tessa. I am at a loss, he protested. Tessa pulled him in a corner to fill him in on the FYI for your information. Well, your aunt and uncle are also my grandfather. They are here along with my dad. At first, I was puzzled too, but then it led me to wonder, why on earth would they all be here, especially your aunt and uncle? Wouldn't they be at your place? What? Why are they all here? He exclaimed. Shh, shh. Are you trying for them to hear you? They are waiting for you to get here, she exclaimed. And you could not have called me to let me know what I'm walking into? He asked. Honestly, yes, I could. But what fun would that be to miss this look that I'm seeing on your face right now? It is priceless, said Tessa, and walked away with a grin on her face. Tessa, called Ben. Hey everyone, guess who had just arrived? Announced Tessa with a grin. Hey uncle. Ben walked over and greeted everyone. I was just calling you guys. And it went straight to voicemail. The 3 times I tried, he protested. Yes, son, we just wanted to surprise you, she said, and hugged him. Yes, Auntie, but why Tessa's home? And since when do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving? I'm sure I suggested coming home, and you tell me you're not believers in Thanksgiving. You celebrate all through the year. Think about it, son. Oh, that was to throw me off. I see. We have other business here to deal with as well, son. So calm down and let us get better acquainted, said Granddad Lynn. Ben looked at Daniel. He shrugged his shoulders in an attempt to say he had no idea. Sure, Jester. The 2 ladies were in the kitchen cooking up a storm. The fragrance of the food was breathtaking, filling the atmosphere. Ben eyed Tessa as she moved around in the kitchen. She looked a little annoyed, Ben thought, as he grew even more frustrated. Tessa turned to look at him. He noticed her and smiled. She came closer to him, in hearing distance, and whispered, "Can you have a seat with the others like a normal person and stop staring at me so I can focus?" She asked in an annoyed tone. So I am distracting you, Miss Flynn?" he asked with a grin. "Well, welcome to the club," said Ben. "You need to sit down already," she said sternly. "I am perfectly fine," said Ben, and continued to stare at her. Little did Ben and Tessa know that they were being watched like a hawk by their family. Their every move were being studied. "You see what I mean? They can't keep their eyes off each other for a second. How are they going to wait until after graduation to get married?" said Daniel. "I see exactly what you mean, but surely it's their decision. We can't force them," said Mr. Jones. "Well, we can try. One thing for certain, they are both head over heels for each other, and money is not an issue," said Granddad Flynn. "So what the heck is keeping them apart from getting hitched?" "Yes, but we are dealing with two independent young people. We have to be careful as to how we handle the matter," replied Mr. Jones. All the men agreed. "Ben, come here, son," called Daniel. "Are you all right? You seem distracted." "Yes, Daniel, I am." All the men began to laugh. "Ha ha ha. Oh yes, we see that you are." "Yes, I am, but I'll be all right," Ben answered in an annoyed tone. The man frustrated. "I come to understand you're interested in my granddaughter, son. What are your intentions?" asked Granddad Flynn. "Yes, I am, sir." Ben filled them in on his and Tessa's decision to wait until after graduation. "Didn't you come here with the intention to meet my granddaughter again and get married?" he asked. "Most definitely, sir. However, I have to respect her wishes to wait and get to know each other better," answered Ben. "Well, I came here to find out if you are suitable marriage material. And you are, son. So the only concern I have now is, will the both of you be able to wait until graduation to tie the knot?" "I am going to be frank, son. Both of you appear to be burning. You're on fire for each other. My granddaughter is a mess. From you enter the house 3 hours ago, I can see that you are equally a mess. So how will the two of you manage?" he asked. Tessa stood in the corner, listening with her arms crossed. Usually she would have objected, but right now she knew every word was true, and she had no argument. And it was eating her out. Mrs. Jones came behind her, rubbed her arm in comfort. She turned around and collapsed in her arms. "What are you going to do, dear?" asked Mrs. Jones. "I don't know," she murmured, hating how childish she sounded. "Well, Ben and I have some things to do. We surely have some thinking to do," she continued in a childish voice. "Because this is just not working out. It's harder than I even thought it would be," said Tessa. "Whenever you need a helping hand, call me. Whatever it is, whatever the time of the day, it will be my pleasure to assist," said Mrs. Jones. "I assure you, sir, Tessa and I will deal with it the best way we see fit," said Ben. "What the heck am I talking about? I have no idea what I'm doing. This is driving me nuts," thought Ben in the secret corners of his mind. "Oh yes, definitely. I will speak to Tessa. We'll figure it out," he continued. "I have no doubt. However," he took a pause. Brandon Flynn took a pause. "Where is Tessa?" asked Mr. Flynn. "I am here, Granddad," she answered. "Do you love this man?" he asked. "Yes, I do, Granddad, of course. What type of question is that? So what is the problem? Why are the two of you burning like a flaming fire? Knowing graduation is years away, you know this man is crazy about you, and I can see that you are crazy about him. So why the long wait before trying to tie the knot?" She stood still without a word. "So I ask you this right here, right now. Is there a reason hindering you from marrying Ben? Is there a just cause that prevents you both?" he probed. "Is there something you're not telling us? Surely money is not an issue, and we all know that both of you will do well in your profession, because you are brilliant students, and you have proven that over the years. So what the heck? What is the underlying issue for this nonsense? You said you are a woman of God. You fear the Lord. You're keeping yourself. And yet, why this unnecessary pressure and burden and having to wait so long? Rubbish, nonsense. So, is there an issue? Bring it to light for us to understand. Insist, Grandad Flynn. "No, there's not an issue," she whispered. Tessa did not hesitate. She was not ready as yet to get married because she's not sure she's a married material as yet. However, she will not lie just to hesitate telling the truth. "I thought so," said Grandad Flynn. Tessa stood motionless, not certain what to do or even what else to say. She felt like a child. "So, Ben, what are you waiting on to ask her the question? Why? You think we're all here? Surely not for the big bird. We are thankful every day," said Grandad Flynn in annoyance. "Don't play with the elderly. Ben looked over at Tessa for reassurance. He had played over in his mind a million times before how he would propose, but surely none of his memories have their family proposing for him. It made him feel awkward and nervous. He didn't even have a ring, but he surely was not going to miss out on the opportunity to make Tessa his wife. He looked at Tessa, holding her gaze. He got the confirmation he needed that she was okay with the sudden turn of events. So he went down on one knee and asked her the question. Tessa Alicia Flynn, will you marry me? Yes, I will marry you, said Tessa, as tears began to stream down her face. Ben scooped her up off her feet and kissed her. Are these tears of joy? Yes, she answered. I just want to make sure. Under the circumstances, I know your granddad took over my proposal and rushed everything. However, he meant well. But I promise to make it up to you, my love. And of course, I will get you a dream ring as planned and as you rightfully deserve, said Ben. Surely, you know I'm not fussy about a ring. I also have my birthstone ring. I could wear that even, said Tessa. That ring has its own significance. Therefore, your engagement ring must be a special one of a kind, said Ben. Mrs. Jones popped the champagne.
And I'll take with my memory, Tom. Okay.
Fly the card. Tessa decided to have fruit juice along with Ben. Everyone expressed congratulations to the happy couple. Congrats, my son, to you both. Granddad Flynn meant well, and it's better this way, she said Mrs. Jones. I hear my name, said Granddad. I know you feel I have jumped the gun, but forgive me, I'm an old man and I have no patience and no time for nonsense. And I know you will thank me later. I love my granddaughter and I want the best for her. And then I've known your parents and your aunt and uncle for much too long to even itch or pretend that you are not a good man and match for my granddaughter. So, forgive me for infringing on what is your right, but trust me, you will thank me later. And no long engagement. He gently slapped Ben on the shoulder. I'm an old man. I need to see my great grandchildren, said Mr. Flynn. The rest of the day was excellent. Everyone ate until their bellies were full. The food was tasty. Everything seems well and perfect under the circumstances of how the day started out. But everyone seemed to have a great and happy Thanksgiving, even though, truth be told, they all do not celebrate Thanksgiving. We're all pretending for this just cause. Now they have a special event to really be thankful for every November. Tessa and Ben, they stood in a corner, gazing at each other as if they are seeing and getting to know each other for the first time. Well, guys, we will stop here for this week. Story coming to bomb, as my grandmother would say. What a thingy with granddad played. You know, I get his reasoning is a little contrary, but I get it. Well, we'll stop here for today, and as I always say, I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. Philippians 4 verse 13. And whatever you find to do it to the best of your ability. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey guys, welcome to another video. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle. And I've been reading from the book called The Promise, written by Moi. And for my returning subscribers, bless you, and always happy to have you. And I can see that you all are commenting and enjoying the book. Thank you. God bless you all. Appreciate each and one of you. And continue to share. Continue to express yourself. Loving it. And also all the best for the season for those who celebrate. Those who don't, happy Saturday. So without itching, let us get right into it. I can't believe it, said Tessa. What? Asked Ben. That we're finally engaged, she responded. Believe it, my love. It's indeed real, said Ben with a pleasant look on his face. Have your aunt and uncle settled in? Yes, they are both fast asleep. From today's events, they are rushing back to the village early in the morning. Uncle have some urgent business to take care of, he explained. How about your side? Asked Ben. My grand is staying with Dad for the night on the yacht. They have an early meeting. Granddad will be flying back to the village also after his meetings. What do you think about the intervention? Were we the happiest? Asked Ben. Laughed Tessa. I guess we were, but I think we also were being followed, she said. Ben eyed Ryder. Are you sure about that? And should we be concerned? Totally sure. Don't worry about it. I don't worry about it myself. You know, it's Granddad. He's an old army brat. It's just his old habits that die hard, sort of a thing. But he means well. If he didn't like you, it could have gone differently. So let us count our blessings and don't worry about it, reassured Tessa. So what kind of a wedding do you have in mind? Asked Ben. Tessa immediately stand to her feet. Talk about sudden change of events then, exclaimed Tessa. Well, seems as you're asking and you want to get right into it now. Well, I would love to have a tropical paradise wedding in Jamaica. And, an intimate celebration with our family and close friends. A beautiful decorated arch and the lawn with the sea behind us, maybe one or two coconut trees along the side. In my tall, flowing white fishtail dress, looking like a princess walking down the aisle to my friends, of course, exclaimed Tessa. After visualizing, it's a perfect place to get married. Ben burst out in laughter. I love it, said Ben. Really? You do? Asked Tessa. So how about you? What do you want to add to it? I'll take away. A date? Said Ben. Set to the actual date. All right. Okay, I hear you, she said. I am serious, no jokes, said Ben. I really do love the tropical paradise wedding idea. It sounds really nice, and I have always wanted to visit Jamaica. So perfect. It's a perfect idea. I would, help the boys to get settled for a trip. I think they would love the tropical feel also, he said. Okay, it's a plan. As it relates to the date, we have to check our itinerary. Also update it, Tessa explained. And I need you to be present every step of the way in the planning and execution of our wedding. I won't have it any other way, my love, he responded. I have been ready for a while now. Haven't you noticed? I thought I was the impatient one. Can't wait, I see, Tessa teased. I am afraid I can't, he said. Can't or won't, murmured Tessa. Unlike you, Tess, I can't help it. I find myself entirely reluctant to let you go or be without your company for too long, he expressed. What made you think it's not the same for me? Asked Tessa. I don't have any experience with men before, so I am just a little nervous. And please, I can't afford to let go my standards the way you do at times. So I can understand if it seems that way to you, but don't get it twisted. I love to be in your company, and I find it just as challenging, she expressed. Well, that is pleasure to my ears, my love, honestly, and that gives me reassurance that we are going to be okay. And being nervous, I think it's only a natural thing, he whispered. Do you wish to retire for the night? Are you tired as it? Am I holding you or keeping you too long? I know we had a busy day. No, I am not ready for you to hang up, she answered. Well, now that we have that settled, what are you wearing? Asked Ben, and leaned into the phone with his face lit up like a Christmas tree. Ben, teased Tessa. Ben, stop. That's an interesting question. Oh, if you must know. Ben's face suddenly turned hot and red. If you must know, my love, continued Tessa, my warm bunny onesie, that is what I'm wearing. Also, Tessa burst out Tessa in laughter. Oh my goodness. mimic Ben in a disappointed voice. It's alright, Tess. Laugh now. We will be definitely fixing your sleeping attire when we get married. Okay, Daddy, she said in a sarcastic tone. Oh, you wait. You will be calling me that and more, said Ben. You are so sure of yourself, aren't you, Mr. Allen? Said Tessa. And what makes you so certain? She continued to tease. Just call it my intuition. I hear you, Mr. Allen. I hear you, said Tessa while she think about it for a minute. It was lovely meeting your family today. Mrs. Jones is such a warm and beautiful soul. It felt like I know her all my life. Even thinking about it, I have only met her just today. And while your uncle reminded me of my granddad, well, except for the fact that he doesn't talk a lot, they are two of the same. Yes, they are both my guardian angels. If it had not been for them, I don't know where I'll be. Actually, Mrs. Jones was my mom's best friend. My parents were laborers, but they, were good, decent people. They both lost their lives to cancer due to the negligence of a conglomerate plant, one of those big companies. They were kind of incompetent with the way they dispose of their waste, and my parents working in that environment for years have caused them and even others to become unwell. But they were compensated, so my mom made a trust for me and left it in the care of the Joneses. So they bought bonds and invested the funds in my honor over the years. From I was 7 years old, the time of the passing of my parents. I lost both parents at that age, and it was rough. I've been through a lot. But Mrs. Jones, she was really my guardian angel. They're gone, but they ensured I was never locked for anything. Oh, by the way, I was not told until my 21st birthday. That was when I knew also I am a millionaire. No fault of the Jones. They were just carrying out my mom's wishes. How messed up was that? Said Ben. Oh, Ben, explained Tessa. Laughed Ben nervously, trying to hide his true feelings. Don't get me wrong. I have been healed from it all, I want to think. An awesome thing has come from it though. Meeting you that day by the river, and the wealth, of course, if you want to think of it like that. After I was told everything, I went to the river that day, just to calm my nerves like I usually do. That was when you walked into my life. One of the best things that had happened to me in a long while. I didn't know it was possible to love someone this much. All without a reason, explained Ben. Oh, Ben, I am so sorry about your parents both being in the same time frame, passing away at that. I lost my mom, as you know. So I kind of know what you're talking about. As a child, it's easy to feel like you have nothing and no one left in the world. But at least I had my dad, and it was hard. So I can imagine it was twice as difficult for you. So, I think sometimes that's just something we have to go through. We may never know why. We may never comprehend But we just have to learn each day how to deal with the loss, learn each day how to accept that pain, and just to lean into the Lord. Just that God, He has a blueprint of our life, and at the end of the day, He will work it all out for our good. So, like I tell myself, just be encouraged and just trust God, because we're all like pieces of jars, on His table. Or in a better way, sometimes I look at it that we're all just in a big story, and God Himself is the author. We're all just carrying out our path, our part of what the story is. And from that, our life is already written. So we just have to get up, see what this is, and carry on with our life and our days, said Tessa. Thank you, my love, said Ben. That was all he was able to say. If it made you feel any better, your mom was a smart woman, said Tessa. It took me a while to realize it, but yes, she was. She was an awesome woman, agreed Ben. Is it possible to meet with you on Tuesday so we can discuss some of the things need to be done? Asked Ben. Tessa, he called, but did not hear a word. Tessa was fast asleep, did not hear a thing that Ben had to say. Oh, I am here, I'm so sorry, I must have dozed off. She said, okay, you hang up first. Go and get some rest. Stop fighting, said Ben. Just sleep already. All right. Love you later, replied Tessa. Love you more, my love, said Ben with a smile on his face. Friday has come and passed so quickly. Both Ben and Tessa were tied up with work all day. They didn't even have time to take up the phone. As Tessa entered the home, she rushed to the shower to freshen up, getting the scent of the hospital off her. Soon after, she sent Ben a message to meet with him in the morning. Then she was out like a bolt. Few houses down the street, Ben was heating up some food when he received a text from Tessa. He felt awful. Not being able to call her all day, it bothered him. After reading her text, he realized she was also exhausted and was turning in early. Ben felt a little disappointed. However, he perfectly understood. Today was an extremely busy and exhausting day. He ate his dinner, caught up on some notes. I can't wait to get married. That way I can be there with her. We were sleeping in each other's arms, thought Ben. His phone rang and disturbed his thoughts. Ring, ring. Hello, answered Ben. Hey, dude, really? Happy Thanksgiving to you too, said Michael in an accusing tone. The door swing both ways, Michael. But I get what you're saying. Let's be honest. So much has happened over the Thanksgiving weekend that has distracted me. So, sorry for that. Hold on. I'm going to link up Sam and Treeway. Hey, Sam. Mike is here. So what's up, man? Oh, and by the way, before you curse me out, like Michael, happy Thanksgiving weekend. He said and laughed. Tessa and I are engaged, by the way, he said without wasting any time. What? When? Oh, isn't it a little sudden? Wait, did you get her pregnant or something? Oh, and oh, sorry, that I shouldn't have said that. I'm just thinking out loud. Said Michael. Said Michael. Oh, Michael. Said Sam. Michael, Michael, Michael. Michael, will you allow me to speak? Said Ben, annoyed. Sam shook his head in disbelief. Can't believe Michael is always such a childish person. All right, Ben, said Michael. So, we had an intervention from our parents. It was a huge surprise. But all is well. They are lovely people and need us well, said Ben. So Granddad Flynn, he helped us to come to the realization that waiting until after graduation to get married was unrealistic for Tessa and I. And so we got engaged there and then at Thanksgiving dinner. Frankly, I'm thankful, but I wish I had the perfect ring I had planned in my mind. But, I won't make it on Tessa. I will make it up to Tess so that leads me to you guys. We are thinking of, wait up. You are not going to drive over all of that, Ben. I know there's much more you're not telling us, said Michael. Ben, we want full details. Mike, do I look like a woman to you? I tell you what you need to hear, man. So just listen. As I was saying, we are thinking of a tropical wedding in Jamaica. Jamaica? Jamaica? Whispered the guys. Yeah, with just our close friends and family. Beautiful. Both of you guys, you're invited, by the way, to share with Tess and I. What do you mean we're invited? As if we should be, what? Surprised? God, come on. Don't you know that we would have been invited? We know we would have been. All right, Michael, calm down, said Sam. Stop interrupting the man. Both of you guys are invited, as I was saying, to share with Tess and I. We will let you know the details when the day is really set, which is not too far from now. As it relates to traveling, and so on to Jamaica, we will work out the details and, help you guys sort that part out, because we know it's kind of sudden. Congratulations to you both, said Michael and Sam. Whenever you are ready, we'll be here, waiting, said Sam. You and Tessa are like Usain Bolt. Come on. Always running ahead and speeding up your stuff. You're like you're running a race or something, said Michael, and cleared his throat. Then whispered, are you sure you didn't knock her up? Michael, be thankful that you are on the phone, man, and not in front of me, but on this call, because you are pushing your luck. And quite frankly, be quiet already. It's not funny, said Ben in an annoyed tone. Surely, you know Tessa is not that kind of a woman. And what do you take me for? Said Ben, annoyed with Michael. I didn't mean it that way, Of course you didn't, said Ben. Michael tried to add, well, as innocent as you two are, it just looked a little rough. That's all I meant, really, explained Michael. You know what, Michael? To know you is to love you, said Ben. And you know what? Good night. Get off my phone, you brat. Can you believe that guy? Murmured Ben, and shook his head. I don't give a shit what people think. Not in the first scene, but it's really the content. So to hell with everyone, said Ben, feeling a little annoyed, he threw his phone in the cold. Sometimes, I ring, ring. Ben could not finish what he was saying to himself, but actually jumped from the phone. Without checking the call, he answered with a resounding, "What?"
Welcome,
Thinking it
Natural
was
Lens.
my call.
Natural
"I
Lens
beg your
Connect.
pardon,"
Welcome, my
said
sister.
Tessa. "Oh, I'm so sorry, my love. That was not geared
Thank you
towards
for
you
coming,
at
my
all.
friend. I
I
do
thought it was
appreciate
Mike
you coming.
calling me back." "What happened
And thank
between
you
you
for
and
the thumbs
Michael
up.
again?" she asked. He said nothing for a second or two. He was just acting as an ass, as
You're
usual, said
welcome.
Ben. "Nothing I can't handle." Okay. "Did you read my text earlier?" asked Tessa. "Yes, I did. I didn't respond as yet because I didn't get the chance, and I didn't want to wake you either. Also, I was on a call with Michael and Sam." "Well, we have a great deal to get done and to talk about. So can we meet in the morning for breakfast at Tati? I am feeling for their marble pecan pie and a ginger date oatmeal latte." "Oh my God, thinking about it makes me feel so hungry," she said. "Yes, no problem. You got me. I have been hoping to try their beef chickpea soup, followed by their coffee mousse," said Ben. "Ooh, cool. I like the way that we think alike sometimes," expressed Tessa. "Well, that is a plan. The next thing I want to talk to you about on the agenda is picking up two of my friends. Yeah, they're flying in from the Caribbean. Oh, I know I haven't talked about them before, but they're my best friends. Well, next to Greg, of course. Well, because they're so far away, you would say Greg is really my best friend, but they're my friends as well. And I want to fill them in on what has been happening with us, and they too have to be a part of our wedding. So I'd like you to take me to the airport, pick them up, they'll be staying with me for about a week or some days. If that's fine with you, that is our plan for today. Oh yeah, and by the way, after which, I was wondering if you could jam with us also after. Because since that they'll be here, we'll say it already, Tessa. Why are you ifing and butting? What is it that's so hard for you to say? Well, I think you're right. But yeah, I would like if you sleep over, they will be there, of course. So I'm thinking that should be fine. So that is what is taking you so long to say. Well, under the circumstances, I can understand why, but we'll be having company, so it shouldn't be an issue, right? Tessa took a long pause, as he said, "Yeah, right." So guys, we will stop right there for today. And if it's your first time and you have reached thus far to the end of the video, what is taking you so long to like the video, and before you leave, to subscribe and become a part of the Symbol Mission family? And like I always say, Philippians 4 verse 20, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. So whatever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. Bye-bye.
Like pizza hot slice. Not too flat, man. You can do better. Yeah.
Thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bless you, Nature Lens Connect. Appreciate you for being here as well. Thank you. Thank you. So we are going to end for today. Thanks for the support. I really do appreciate each and everyone's time. Nature said, thank you. Have a lovely weekend. Same to you, Nature. Thank you as well. And have an excellent one as well, you and your family. So to all the persons that came in, I don't want to start calling names and then I get in trouble. So thanks and appreciate each and every one of you, my darlings. God bless you always. Bye-bye.